Harold H. Peacock, he's a historian of Ipswich, and he actually is solving cases. Like, he's found soldiers that were shot in action 100 years ago. Should be on the epitaph. Now, this man is a genius, and he's standing somewhere in a paddock near Kenmore. Come in, Ark.
Good morning, Danny. I'm standing in a paddock near Lowood this time because that's where the story's from.
What's happening at Lowood?
I'm telling you about the true story of the Lowood Bunyip.
Oh, the Lowood Bunyip. You know what?
Yeah.
You know the suburb over, they should change its name to Highwood, because you're in Lowood. But another corny dad joke.
But that's the upper class side of town that I wouldn't fit in.
Let's tell the true story of the Lowood Bunyip.
Yeah, look, ever since the 1893 floods, rumours persisted that some strange animal had washed into the Brisbane River at Lowood. Several fishing parties reported being disturbed by a monster, demon or whatever it was, which scared them so much that they simply packed up and went home. Others actually saw an animal come out of the river at night and attack cattle grazing on the bank. A calf had even been dragged into the water and devoured. The creature was described as being something like a huge Newfoundland dog with ferocious head and big tusks. Others said it had wings or large fins and moved like an alligator when it was on dry land. It was seen at Wivenhoe, Lowood and Fernvale, and because of the Aboriginal stories, it was decided that it was a bunyip. Then one night in 1898, a party of possum shooters included local businessman Carl Lindemann saw the bunyip floating in the river. They fired 10 shots, which caused the monster to race away upstream to the long waterhole opposite Lindemann's paddock.
I thought it was Walter Williams.
No, not on this occasion, but in this case, the home of the monster was now discovered, and so it was decided by the shooters that a larger shooting party should be assembled the following night. A vigilance committee was formed, and they met at the Lowood School of Arts at 5 p.m. on Friday, the 26th of August, 1898. Now, marksmen came from as far away as Marburg, and a special train from Ipswich was organised. The local drill hall was raided for rifles and ammunition. 10 members of the Moreton Regiment arrived with 40 rounds of ball cartridges, and there were about 20 local residents, each armed with their own guns. Together with a local constable, most of the town followed them to see the kill.
Mate, just to interrupt there, there's a great song there. Bunyips with guns, bunyips with guns. Anyhow, keep going.
Well, it is pretty frightening because all these guns went to the bottom of Lindemann's paddock on the riverbank, and after they'd walked for about half an hour, one of the scouts reported seeing a dark moving object on the other side of the river sitting on a large log. The thing had
that could have been Paul Pasali, but anyhow.
Yeah, look, it had scarcely been seen when it jumped off the log with considerable noise and splashing and rushed towards the party. Some of the onlookers fainted, others fled in terror. Many wanted to start shooting straight away to scare the monster off, but Lindemann advised them to hold fire until it got closer. Finally, the order was given and a volley was fired. Another volley was poured in. And then random shots continued until the advance of the bunyip was stopped and the body floated away upstream. Now, the firing brought the rest of the town down to the river, and a boat was launched to retrieve the carcass. The party in the boat, as they got closer, fired again. One man used an oar to poke the body, and it was riddled with bullets, and so was dragged ashore. Now, the bunyip was put on display at the Lowood train station, and people from miles around came to see it. It was a talk of the whole district, Danny.
Any pictures?
Well, look, the bunyip was, of course, a hoax, Danny. It was a box covered with wallaby hide with swan's down ears and a boot sole nose. It had been made by the local bootmaker, Fred Smythe, and was worked by pulleys and a wire. It was the idea of Carl Lindemann, the local businessman. It was great for tourism to the town. This is 123
Let's do it
years
again.
ago.
Let's do it again for Ipswich.
Yeah, well, that's a possibility. And what's more, Captain Henry Lawson, he was the commander of the local company of the Moreton Bay Regiment that night. Now, he was fooled. And he was also the head teacher of the Lowood State School. And to this very day, that school's mascot is a bunyip. So the legend lives on. So why can't we do it and copy the Lowood and do it for Ipswich?
Next time there's a little flood running opposite Walter Williams's place there on the river, we could have the Bunyip sighting. And it could be Walter dressed. We're not shooting him, but he's a nice bloke. What is... You have come up... That's the end of the story?
That's right. Well, look, it goes on and on. It could go on forever. In fact, Danny, I'm posting this story on historyouthere.com first in the morning, and I'll give a lot more background on the actual people involved because it's a great story, and the families are still there at Lowood.
Well, you come up with bottlers. We've got to get that book. Come on, Ipswich City Council. We need to write this book. This is great stories. Come on, you work there. Get onto it. You listening, Teresa? All right, now historyouthere.com, and don't forget to send through your videos to historyouthere.com. Great having you on the program, Harold H., and we'll talk to you next week about Ipswich history right here on West Bremer Radio.